Hey, welcome back to our 10-part series, which is really 11 because there's an intro, but it just 10-part series just sounds better. So every time I say 10-part series, I'm like, that's a lie. Like I get this.
I mean, it could be forever. So
it could be, but the point being is that as soon as I say 10 parts, it's like lie. But anyway, but yeah, our 10-part series with an intro about our life and our relationship and what what the first 16 years was like and what it's like kind of like now and how we interact with each other and going forward we're going to talk about some of the other aspects of our relationship that we feel have empowered something special. How you feeling this week?
I'm definitely a lot better. I'm still have scratchy voice and sniffly nose, but it was so funny. We were talking about this the other day. I was watching back. If you've watched any of the videos, if you've been watching the clips or the YouTube or whatever, last week I literally looked like I wanted to be anywhere else in the world but here.
It's true.
And that is absolutely not true. Mike's been putting these clips out. I'm like, oh dear God, I look like I want nothing to do with it.
And she said that a couple times while making the little opus clips or the little reels. It's like the look of, I don't know, I don't want to be here was on your face, but that's not.
No, I was just doing everything in my power to not cough or sneeze and completely ruin an entire episode because it was so bad.
But some of the clips that I did like at the perfect time, she lifts up the toilet paper.
Well, I do still have it today just in case I need it,
But yeah, the water's not here, but we're taking like baby steps to get better. But I'm glad you're feeling better and your energy's back.
Yeah,
so that's awesome.
Yeah.
But
I do want to be here.
I know you do. Are you having fun with this so far?
I'm having a lot of fun, and it's been super cool because we've been getting a lot of really positive feedback about this.
For sure.
I've gotten several DMs on my Facebook and Instagram and comments being made on other people's posts saying, oh, like Mike and Angie talk about and that's really cool for someone who kind of just hid in the shadows for so long. To hear that it's really, really, really cool.
Well, like I said in the intro, when we will do events, we'll go to speaking engagements and people will come up to you and say, okay, I heard his side of the story, but for whatever reason, they think that I'm lying or they're telling the half truth.
Or you're just like superly exaggerating.
Yeah, but they're like, I want to hear your story. And you're like, well, see, he just told it. But no, it's good to get it out here. And I am having a blast doing this with you.
Me too.
I love this. And this literally feels like the next chapter of our life. Not that we're going to be doing couples counseling and couples therapy.
You've expressed that a couple of times this week. We definitely don't want to throw that energy out there because we have many, many, many great folks that aren't in committed relationships that we work with. But Mike likes to say that he teaches through messiness. Well, now we can teach through messiness too, while we continue to teach from our own messiness on separate levels. So
and the same things that apply to how we built our relationship applies to my favorite word, sovereignty.
Right.
And that's really what we teach in the Inner Wealth Mastermind and in our teachings. We teach sovereignty. We teach someone how to find who they are, their design, their purpose and their destiny and live it and don't let anybody pull you off of it. And that's sovereignty. And the hardest place that I've witnessed to really step into a place of sovereignty is in a relationship, in a committed relationship, because and we're going to go into today, our episode today is about the nervous system.
Yeah.
And the impact of the nervous system and understanding the role that the nervous system has in your life and how it can derail everything and understanding that. But when there's someone who's unregulated in their nervous system, when there's two people like us that were unregulated in our nervous system, then we're just fighting for survival. And that's a survival-based relationship, which robs you of sovereignty, right? So that is the power of this work. That works just as powerfully for individuals and singles as it does for couples.
Yeah.
We just need to maintain our sovereignty and not leak ourselves, not leak compromise. But you ready to go?
Yeah.
Awesome. So the nervous system. Listen, this is one of the core teachings within my work. Okay, within our work. I say my work, but because I have one-on-one calls that Angie's not privy to, and she's not on the calls, and I lead a community where she's not there. So when I say my work, it really is our work because it's a joint message it's joint language. We talk this stuff around the house all the time. Angie just gets really frustrated because this is really all I talk about, except right now it's like football season, it's winding down. So anyway, but when someone doesn't understand about the components of their being, it's really hard to navigate life from a place of sovereignty. And there's three parts that I like, three parts of our being. And I'm not going to say, the body, the mind, and the soul. That's not where we're going with this. But there's three parts to our being that we really have to understand and pay attention to. Now, I'm gonna teach a little bit about this, and I'm gonna lay the foundation for this. So this is probably going to be a little bit more about me, unless not me or just me speaking, unless Angie wants to jump in here. But this is critical to understand how to really get into a conscious relationship and how to thrive there. Three parts to our being. First, we're going to talk about. I want you to think about a laptop or a cell phone. Okay, I have both right in front of me. The laptop has three basic parts. It's got the hardware to the laptop. Follow me?
No, I'm following.
Got it. Pretty easy, right? Got the laptop, the actual hardware. You got the operating system, which I use Mac, so there's iOS, right? And non-Macs use Windows or whatever the new thing is. I don't know. I'm not a Mac guy, or I'm not a Windows guy. But there's the operating system, and that's the thing that makes the hardware functional. And then you've got the apps, the programs. So the operating system enables the programs to work. And all three of those are critical to doing anything useful and valuable with your laptop, okay? Or your phone, same thing. Now, I want you to think about this. The laptop, the hardware is your body. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's the container that your awareness lives inside of, and the awareness is like the operating system. And then you've got the apps, and the apps are these programs that we live. And sometimes they're like, we call them our personality, or they're our preferences, or our beliefs, or they're these things that are running in our lives that frankly can be installed and uninstalled at any time.
Right.
Okay. Now, what I realized by doing some self-reflection and really diving into this deeply is app can stand for adaptive protective program. Okay. So for the sake of our work together and this podcast or this series or this episode, when we say app, we're talking about an adaptive protective program. And what that is, it's something that's been installed in you to keep you safe, because there's been an experience in your life that put you in a place where you didn't feel safe, and your body installed this app to prevent that from happening again.
Yeah, that hit the mastermind huge when you brought that up.
For sure.
When you came up with that and presented it to the group.
So I am not going to take credit for it, because this stuff comes through me, not from me.
Right.
Like this was a whoosh of awareness. I didn't make this thing happen. It just dropped into me, and it was a gift from God, right? But it's for the benefit of everybody. Okay. Now, the awareness is perfect. The awareness is perfect. The awareness is complete, whole, perfect, divine. It's the awareness is the thing that's looking out of these eyes, and the thing that's listening or watching this or listening. The awareness is what's receiving the sensory inputs inside of this hardware. So the hardware allows the sensory parts of life to actually get in and be recognized by the awareness. Pretty simple?
Yep.
Okay, cool. But that awareness is perfect. Now, we've got this hardware, and this hardware is not perfect. And this hardware is literally just an animal. That's what it is. It's an animal. When I was sitting on the couch upstairs the other day, and I'm sitting there watching my cat, and I'm looking at the cat, and the cat has a heart and kidneys and a liver,
Mhm.
and he's got a nose and he's got an ear. And I look at my dog and same thing, right? And I'm like, wow, I'm an animal just like this body is an animal just like them. Now I have an awareness that's installed within this animal, and the awareness has access to a higher level of like consciousness and receiving, and like because dogs can't see color, so this animal has a higher level of functioning than a cat or a dog. But at the bottom line is just an animal, and it's just trying to stay alive. Okay, now we talked about that, I think, last episode, because Angie got that all wrong
I
about
sure
keeping
did.
it alive instead
And
of
I
keeping it safe.
guarantee if you ask me again, I'd
Get it wrong.
I'd botch it
That's
again.
okay. I love you anyway. And the body is an animal. The awareness is the divine. Okay, it's consciousness looking out your little peepholes, and the apps are these things that are inside of the animal, that are there inside of the nervous system, with only all it's trying to do is keep you from keep you avoiding pain in the past that you've experienced in the past. And when we're referring to the animal, it's just a nervous system with functioning components to keep the nervous system going. Okay, makes sense? Are we square? Anything I'm left out?
Nope. Nope.
You've heard it a billion times.
I've heard it a billion times.
But this
is
really, I'm saying for the listener,
great.
this is important. You got to understand this. Go back. If you only listen to one podcast episode for the rest of your life, go back and listen to this one and just listen to that.
Mhm.
Because if you don't understand that design, if you don't understand the mechanics of your being, everything else is harder.
Yeah. And just and to phrase that differently, once you do understand it, it makes this existence a little bit easier to swallow.
Yeah.
When you look at it like, oh, okay,
Yep.
I got this.
And when you recognize your awareness is walking around in a big nervous system that has one goal in mind, and that's to keep you alive, and it keeps you alive by trying to keep you in familiar circumstances, and it tries to keep you in familiar circumstances because it knows how to operate there.
Mm-hmm.
But there are these things running inside of you called apps that are avoiding things, or attached to things, or that prefer things, or that believe things. Some of those beliefs are true and some of them aren't, or maybe they're operating at a lower level of truth or a higher level of truth. But all these are apps, because all emotion are markers of the past. They have nothing to do with the present moment. They have everything to do with the past. When mom and dad, when you felt unsafe or unprotected or unloved or uncared for or unprovided for, or you felt in danger when you were a kid, when you were in that environment. And we talked about this a lot in episode 1.
Yeah.
When you're in a dangerous environment, your body is installing apps. The animal is installing a bunch of apps, so that because all you're doing is learning from pain, and now you spend the rest of your life avoiding that pain. And those apps are what cause you to do that. And it'll keep you. The unconscious way to live is for 2 outcomes, right? And I'm talking about the entire being.
Okay.
The unconscious way of living is to avoid pain and to seek pleasure.
Yep.
And that is a very, very unconscious way to be. Okay. Higher levels of consciousness, which is what we've stepped into in our relationship. And that's what brought us to a higher level, not just frequency wise or vibration, but a higher level of consciousness in our ability to merge our lives, is the fact that we no longer avoid pain and seek pleasure as the foundational aspect of life. All right. And hopefully this episode helps you get there, because that's what it's intended to do. Now, emotion is energy in motion. And emotion is stored in the animal, in the nervous system. And things are going to trigger during the course of your life. Things are going to trigger this emotion. Things are going to trigger these past memories in your nervous system. And if you're not aware of that, or you don't know what to do about it, then if I don't know that or don't know how to manage that, then I need her to say everything that's going to keep me comfortable.
Right.
I need her to do everything that I need her to do to keep me feeling comfortable. I need her to be who I need her to be and serve me in the way that I need to be served and change her life so that I can feel comfortable and not feel triggered. And all those triggers are markers of the past. They have nothing to do with today. Does this make sense?
Absolutely.
I know you know this stuff.
Yeah.
Is there anything I'm leaving out?
No, I don't know. You explained that really well.
The reason we enter a relationship and try to get the other person to say the thing, to do the thing, to be the person, to shift themselves, to compromise themselves, to meet your own needs is because there's pain or there's something in your body that you're not looking to face or you don't know what to do with. So you're just trying to get the world, you're trying to rearrange the external world so that your nervous system can be okay. And what we're suggesting and what we've done, a lot of the work that we've done is learn how to recognize when that nervous system's been triggered, we know what to do with it, and then we don't need the other to be different.
Right. Emotional regulation,
Nervous
system regulation. And that's something that I just didn't, took me years to get to that place.
This is emotional intelligence. Neither of us had emotional intelligence when and we didn't teach our girls emotional intelligence either, right?
Right.
But what part has this played? Now you get to talk a little bit, right? That was a lot. In our business, I am the teacher.
Yeah.
And Angie is a facilitator and a guide and a mentor, but literally I am the teacher because I am fired up by teaching.
Yes.
What role has this stuff played in your life? And walk us through like the story of you becoming aware of some of this.
Well, and I mean, I've told this story several times that damn orange.
Is this the mindfulness
yes,
of this?
Yeah. So years ago, I was in and out of rehab facilities, in and out of psychiatric facilities. I was diagnosed with a huge list of mental health issues. And so I was in and out of rehabs, in and out of psych wards, and in and out of outpatient programs after getting out of my inpatient programs. And I remember this one program I was in, we would sit in class and they were hours long. I mean, some days they were 8 hours long. I remember you dropping me off in the morning and picking me up later in the evening. And this one therapist, it was like this entire day it was focused on this damn little clementine, those little clementine or look cute. No, sorry, clementines have decided they wanted to be called cuties, so we have all obliged. So the little cutie oranges that you get around fall, and she would talk about peeling the orange slowly and feeling the peel beneath your fingers and then smelling the peel and smelling the orange and then biting the orange and tasting the juice. And I'm like, oh my fucking gosh. Like literally, lady, I just want to feel normal. I don't need to be taught how to eat an orange. I know how to eat a damn orange. And I remember watching people, and I'm still friends with some of these folks on Facebook, which is super cool. And seeing people graduate this program and go on and go into the next step. It was always like a step up program. And I was always back at square one. And I will never forget the day where it finally freaking hit me. And I was like, got it. I'm just supposed to pay attention to the orange and ignore everything outside of this little damn orange. And it was just a huge moment for me. I mean, and then of course it was years later until we started this work, but that little baby cutie started everything.
But it taught you nothing in that or little in the moment, but it gave you something. All of that made sense at that later point.
Yeah, right? It gave me a little nugget to tuck back into my subconscious and for me to bring out years later when we started this work.
Because I remember when you bounced in and out of those programs and you relapsed many times and many is a bunch of times.
Yeah.
I don't know about many, but I don't want to like inflate anything. But the point is, I remember when I'd say, hey, we need to get you back to the hospital. And you're like, I'm not peeling an orange again. Like there was a lot of pain in peeling that little friggin' orange. But what they were trying to teach you was to get out of your mind
Mhm.
and get your focus on something else
On the
besides
present
the
moment.
present moment, and
Yeah.
not just on your pain, right?
Yeah.
Not just on the discomfort. But if what I was hearing when you were saying that, and I've never thought about this, is you didn't feel okay and you wanted something else to fix it.
Yes. That was it. I was like, I don't just give me. There's got to be a medicine to fix this. There's got to be There's got to be something to fix this,
Yeah.
and it's not a damn orange in my current state of mind. So
Right. Something outside of me
Yes.
needed to happen
Mhm.
so that I could feel okay inside. And there was nothing wrong with you.
Yeah.
You were just living an unconscious life.
I was a little
like the
bit
rest of
crazy.
us. Well, but we're all operating at crazy. It's just who's operating at a higher or lower level than crazy. But the point being is, I was just as crazy
Yeah.
as you were. I just maybe I had more ability to regulate, but that's actually, I mean, there were times where you would say some things that they were intended not painfully, and I would presume the pain in it, and we get into arguments and vice versa. So we just spend 16 years. We can go back to episode 1.
Yeah.
We spend 16 years trying not to feel what we didn't want to feel. That was it. That was the whole point of our relationship.
Yeah.
Right. And then today we still get on bar stools, and we still enjoy going up, and hanging out. We love that part of our relationship, but it's not there for escapism or blackouts or things like that, because back then I think it was all just escapism.
Oh, absolutely. And I definitely think that, we sit on our bar stools. We've met great friends on bar stools, and we've had some pretty deep conversations on those bar stools. It's not just sitting there just escaping. And
it's fun. Get to philosophize.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brian.
Yeah.
Get the philosophize with them, and I'm not talking about this is another Brian, right? I keep meeting all these Brians, spelled Bryan.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy, but the universe is bringing me all the Brians. But this stuff, this awareness has changed everything.
Yeah.
So in the past, when you would feel anxious, when you were unconscious, what would you do in our relationship? When you were feeling anxious, or maybe you were feeling unloved, or you were feeling unwanted, what would you do?
I would try to get you to make me feel loved or wanted.
To try to do something to get you so that you could rearrange a feeling in your body. Now you're feeling unloved. Not right now. You're not, because you're fucking hot. You're gorgeous. You're wanted. Trust me. You're loved. Holy crap!
I'm aware.
I know, like smothered love. But the point is, let's say today you had a little episode where you felt unloved or unwanted or unseen by me. What would you do?
I would talk to you. I would tell you that I would come to you, and I would take what I needed from you to feel loved or wanted or seen.
Yep.
Yes.
Inside of your body, what would you do?
What do you mean?
So those feelings, are they true?
No.
So if you're feeling them, and they're not true, is there anything I can do?
Oh no! I mean, I can acknowledge the feeling, drill into it, right? Sure. Drop into it, recognize it, see where it's coming from, and then
that's where I was going. That's where I was going
no.
Would you certainly, like? Would you? You would,
and then seek out what once I got to the bottom of that, drilling through the emotion, the feeling, then okay, what is it that I need right now? Okay, I need a hug, or okay, I need us to go out on, like the museum this Friday, right? Like I want to go do something productive. So I would go through the emotion first and then seek out what I needed.
So I'm hearing two parts of it. So what I'm hearing is the first thing that you would do is drill into it. Where is this coming from? Why is this here? Why is this showing up? Because it's untrue.
Yep.
Right. There's enough material evidence to say that none of these stories, I'm not unwanted, I'm not unloved, I'm not unseen. There's enough evidence to suggest that all of that's bullshit, but there's still this feeling inside. That feeling represents some past experience that you had, maybe as a child or maybe in our relationship, that it's buried pain in there. So the way the method and the tool that I teach is it's called the drill method. You drop into your body, you feel that emotion, you feel it, you amplify it, you bring it up, and you get more into it. You recognize what's in there. What am I feeling? I'm feeling unwanted. I'm feeling unloved. I'm feeling unneeded. I'm feeling blah, 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 blah. But these are just temporary states. Inquire, where did they come from? Why are they here? Why are they showing up now? Right? And then when you start inquiring into this emotion that's inside of your body, then you can start to listen to it. It'll tell you stories. And as it tells you stories, it'll bring up a little experience or an event or a person, or it'll bring up something that's your subconscious or your nervous system saying, here's where this came from. And most times it does. If it doesn't, that's okay. Because the last step's the most important, is let go of that feeling. Okay. Because it's not an indicator of the present moment. It's an indicator of the past. And it's like plates at a buffet. Every time we let go of a little bit of that emotion, we're letting go a little of the collected emotion, energy and motion that got stuck in our nervous system. And that's just an app.
And then another one pops up. And you could have picked a worse example to use here, because I'm like, the hell are you talking about? Feeling unseen and unloved. I'm like, holy crap, you could have picked like 90 other things, and you picked that one that I'm like, I don't feel unloved.
Right.
I don't feel
Right. I'm sure that's hard for you.
That one threw me for a loop. I'm like,
so in our mastermind, we talk a lot about, today we're just having a great conversation about money fear. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
but I wasn't gonna so anyway, because we're experiencing some financial volatility right now. So I wasn't gonna poke that bear. But the point being is, there's a lot of people in our mastermind that are experiencing some financial.
But it's just one that I expressed the other day, where it came up and I worked through it, but then I came to you and said, hey, I'm feeling scared. And it was just a quick conversation between the two of us where, everything always works out for us. And, we trust God, we trust the universe, we trust in us.
For sure.
And that conversation after going through the emotion myself, that's just a little bit of reassurance. And
100%. But in an unconscious relationship, in a survival-based relationship, you're looking for the other person to solve just feeling.
Yeah, and when you got fired from the second time, go get another job.
Yeah.
Like I am scared of I'm terrified of ever going back to an impoverished lifestyle, and I need you need to fix it. You need to go get a job. You need to work 40 hours. You need to work Monday through Friday. We need 401k, insurance, 4 weeks vacation.
Not doing it.
And
but the point being is, when we were unconscious, we were looking for the other person to take the feeling away in some way, shape, or form. But nobody can take that feeling away.
Right.
Like I said, when you drill, when you drop into your body, recognize what's in there, inquire, listen to it, let it go. It's like the stack of plates on a buffet. One plate goes, another one pops up, and there's probably a bunch of layers down there. And this is just little by little letting that emotion out of our body. Okay. And we breathe it out. And in our workshops and in our mastermind retreats, I lead people through shadow work. And shadow work is simply getting into the emotion that you're trying to avoid and feeling it and amplifying it and beginning to release it from your body, right? Because it's in there. You've been trying to escape it your whole life. So when we get into it, we mix it up with that emotion, and we feel it and we amplify it. We start to breathe it out. We start to let it go. Mm-hmm. There's less of it over time, and our nervous system begins to regulate. And we learn how to regulate our nervous system, and our triggers become our greatest source of growth. And in a conscious relationship, I don't intentionally trigger her, but when I do, it's for her growth. And I don't intentionally, but when she gets triggered, like right now, when she starts to feel like little Angie, 4, 5, 6 years old, didn't know where her next meal was coming from. And we went over that in episode 1.
Yeah.
Right. little Angie didn't know where her next meal was coming from. Little Angie didn't have a television. Little Angie was punished the whole summer. Little Angie didn't know where she was going to be living from day to day. And when there's a little bit of when there's a little bit of emotional or financial volatility, then her nervous system starts to get out of whack. And it doesn't mean that the finances need to change. It means that there's some drill work to do.
Yeah, there's something for me to work through and release.
There's something to work through. It doesn't mean anything needs to be fixed immediately. It doesn't mean that there's danger. And there's a lot of people in the world that are reacting to these survival signals, to these apps, to these adaptive protective programs that they're running, like your money app, right? Your money fear app. Angie's running a money fear app. And when you see the bank account go down and you get that insecurity, that burst of insecurity, that's that money fear app saying, hey, I'm still on. And the conscious work is uninstalling that money fear app, not just fixing your bank account. And there's a lot of people just reacting to these apps instead of learning how to let them go and uninstall them and reinstall a healthier money fear app. And what I believe to be completely like the spiritual purpose of this lifetime is God loves us so much that God will constantly allow us to experience those triggers so that we can let go of that, so we can ascend in our level of consciousness and really understand how powerful we are as spiritual beings, not just material beings. And if we're not triggered like that, if you're holding a lot of money fear and you just keep putting money over it, you'll think that the money fear is gone, but the money fear is not gone. It's buried. And when the money goes away, you'll feel that fear and you won't know what to do with it. You'll just think you just need a lot of money.
Yep.
And this gets to the root of it, the issue.
Yep.
And there's a great book called The Untethered Soul, and Michael Singer calls apps thorns. And these are thorns that are buried and lodged inside of you that if you don't address them and deal with them inside of the nervous system, they will run your life and you will spend your entire life trying to avoid pain and experience pleasure. Anything I missed?
I don't think so. No. I think I didn't put in the drill method in there is I think that's what really helps clear those apps out. And they'll never be gone. I truly don't believe that they'll ever be gone.
I agree. They'll just be the next one.
Yeah. And I think that recognizing, even just when I went through that little spurt the other day with my financial insecurity app, just recognizing, oh, wow, back years ago, I would have just spiraled and now I have, now I can regulate it. I'm okay. I'm okay.
I have an app that runs, and Angie spots it from a million miles away, and there's nobody that sees this app and can help me understand it more than Angie. And when she brings it to my attention that the app's showing up, in the past I would have taken it personally, but now it's just like, okay, spiritual relationship, my benefit, she's showing me this, I feel this, got it. And there's an app that I run, and you could call it the overgiving app. And I am a serial overgiver, and receiving has been difficult for me. There's been an imbalance of giving and receiving, where giving feels good and receiving feels like selfish, guilty, and it almost feels like I'm being selfish. And that's a receiving app, an overgiving app. And we were the other day, we were getting out of we were at the grocery store, and it drives me crazy because all the successful people and all the wealthy people that I know, when they go to the grocery store, they never leave their carts outside. Yeah. Right. It's the people that are, that aren't happy and aren't free. They're leaving their carts all around the grocery store parking lot. But there were 3 or 4.
That was at Costco.
Costco, there were 3 or 4 grocery carts, and Mike did a rescue. I was going to go out and round them all up and put them away. And she's like, there you go again. It's like all you're doing is just giving, and trying to fix everything everywhere and not let other people like help in this.
Well, I mean, we did that too. I can't remember where we were, but you brought that to our attention, because just even being out, I don't know if we were in Cancun
I think
we
were
where you were trying to clean up at the bar or something. And we're like, we're always so worried about everything that's going on around us.
It's like our minds we're on a satellite dish, always scanning the environment for how can we be of service to other people.
And I mean, that takes away from presence. I mean, even us walking down the street, and if we see trash, if Mike and I see trash on the street, we pick it up, right? And just little things like that. But are we allowing all these external things around us to take away from a present moment?
And it's not to not help and not be courteous and not be of service and not be of benefit, not add value to the world. But so, because that is how I choose to live. But it's not sacrificing my life in order to do it.
Right. And I think also it's different circumstances. Like last night we were at our favorite local, we're regulars at the local restaurant called Cyberg's here. And one of the elderly ladies who comes in frequently, she needed a ride home. And of course I'm going to give you a ride home. Like, I'm not going to leave this little lady who I've known for a while now at the bar. But, if I see trash on the street, it's the things that don't have impact. Like when the carts are out, and I look at it, like if you go and take the carts, you're taking away someone's job, and that's their livelihood. And if you're corralling the carts, that 16-year-old that works at Costco who makes their fun money by going to pick up the carts, you're taking his job away.
Yeah, and I think so this is just it's recognition, and this is why I've talked about the the working title of my next book being built to give and rebuilt to receive, because in my nervous system, feeling receptive to other people pouring into me the way I pour, my nervous system kind of gets triggered a little bit. Okay, there's a little bit of fear in there, and that goes back to childhood circumstances, and it's selfish to want anything, right? So these are all apps that can control our life, and all we're doing is trying to avoid those triggers in our body, and we're trying to do things and do things for others and rearrange things to feel okay. And when we recognize this, when we start this nervous system work and we get in tune with this work, and we get in tune with feeling the triggers and trying to understand what they're telling us, drop into your body, recognize what's in there, inquire into it, listen to it, and let it go. As we master the drill method and the art form of releasing the emotion that pops up, we can start to feel more free and more sovereign in the world, and not be entangled with the world, not be entangled with our circumstances, not need to be anything other than ourselves. What else you got?
I also wonder when let's stay on this specific thing, when you're trying to fix everything around you, are you trying to satisfy an app? Is there an app that's in there that you're trying to soothe something? Is there something by performing these tasks and fixing things? Is there an app in there that's screaming and that kind of quiets it?
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. That's great. And that's the fear app, right? The money fear app. Like you want to get some more money, so that money fear app kind of shuts off for a little bit. But this work is all about recognizing the apps. And we're going to do an episode later in the series about self-awareness, the power of self-awareness and power of understanding your design and your purpose and your destiny. Because if you're not aware of what's happening in your body, if you're not paying more attention to what's happening in your body than in the world, then you're just, and I'm using this word, but you're being a victim of circumstance. You're not being the master of it.
Yeah.
Right. You're trying to get the world to look a certain way. You need the world to look a certain way so you can feel good. And this is saying, No, let me stop leaking sovereignty. Let me take my power back. Let me not give money the power over my nervous system. Let me not give my wife the power over my nervous system. Let me take that control, the authority, the sovereignty, the personal power back, and then show up as me. And if she needs me to be somebody that I'm not, then we got other issues.
Yep.
And that's where the sovereignty, we leak even more sovereignty, and that becomes a survival based relationship. So it all ties together.
Control what you can control.
Control what you can control, influence what you can influence, and for God's sakes, never try to control what you only influence.
Yep.
And take back your sovereignty, take back your authority, your personal authority, take back your personal power, and just show up as you. And the things that are meant and aligned for you will lean in, and the things that are meant and aligned for you will lean away. And both of them are perfect.
Yep.
So, but it starts with nervous system, understanding the power of the nervous system and the role it plays in our lives. Shifting.
It's a lot.
It is.
It's a lot. There's it's once you uncover that, it's kind of scary looking back and remembering living in this space where I did not understand this stuff because gosh, it was just so painful. Everything was painful.
Everything was. It was unconscious. This is the Matrix. The Matrix was a documentary, and all the Matrix was about is the red pill, blue pill, right? Red pill, do you want to see the truth? Or blue pill, do you want to keep living within the illusion, right? And you can't see my hand on the video, but the red pill was about truth and the blue pill was about illusion. And to swallow the red pill means you're going to start feeling things that you'd rather not feel. You're going to start experiencing things that you'd rather not experience. And you're going to start seeing the reality of how chaotic it is inside your body and how chaotic it is in survival mode. And that's exactly what this is. This is red pill work. And not everybody has the appetite for it, right? Not right away, but it starts with getting into the whole ability to shift from any sense of survival mode into creation mode or survival relationship into a conscious relationship is the willingness, the ability, it's emotional courage, the willingness and the ability to feel any and all emotions and continue to be okay. But it takes getting into the body, getting your awareness into the body and understanding what you're feeling, and the drill method can help. There's a lot of other methods in the world that can help. EFT, the Sedona method, all of these are useful and viable methods. Pick the one that works for you, but start releasing the stuff inside your nervous system. And when you get triggered, recognize it's a gift. It's not a curse.
Right. It's an opportunity to reveal another layer of the onion and get rid of one piece and let the next one come on up.
Next, and the next one will come up.
Oh yeah.
The next one will come up.
Price is right. Come on down.
One of my favorite sayings, and I'll end it we'll end it and we'll start to fade away on this. But one of my favorite sayings that I thought of one time when I was doing some, again, mindfulness work, sometimes this stuff comes through me, is if your mind and your emotions, your nervous system goes up and down with your bank account, you are money's bitch.
Yep.
Money's got you bent over and you're not controlling your money, and you're not owning your money. Your money is controlling and owning you. And the same thing can be said about a marriage. The same thing can be said about the way your body looks. The same thing that can be said around words of needing constant affirmation or validation or whatever. If you give up your power to anything, then you're leaking sovereignty, and it's time for us to take back. All right?
I'm definitely still running the I Am Money's Bitch app.
Yeah. It's present. The Great Depression did a number on us, and we're still only a few generations from the Great Depression. And the Great Depression created all of this financial pressure that we're feeling, that we feel now. All right. There wasn't the financial pressure before the Great Depression that there is now. And there wasn't as much of an emphasis on money as there is now. The Great Depression created a lot of that, and we're still experiencing the ripples. The the pain and the suffering and the apps that you have in your nervous system were present in your mom and dad, and they gave them to you.
Yeah.
And they were present in their mom and dads, and they gave them to them. So they were running their money apps. You're running you're just, but now we hear breaking the cycle. You're letting a little of that go. And as we let some of that go, our kids are starting to let some of that go.
Yeah. The work we're doing now is going to affect future generations. And we spoke about this on today's mastermind call, the Great Depression that happened, but now this generation, our generation and everyone out here now, we have the battle of consumerism, the battle of overconsumption. So that on top of all the fear put into us by the Great Depression, like we're just adding on to that. We're adding on another layer. And it's like, can we work through all of that? Like and I spoke about that this morning on the mastermind call, is that's a huge focus for me this year, is to work on that overconsumption, the overconsumerism mentality, because if we don't heal that now, then we're just giving that down to future generations.
Yeah.
We're going to want just because someone else has.
Right. For sure. All right. Look, I hope that was helpful. I hope that opens your eyes a little bit. It sure has opened our eyes. We got a long way to go on this journey. This was episode 3 or part 3.
Yeah.
We got, 7 more episodes in the hopper, 7 more parts in the hopper, but we're going to talk about the love languages, the love language lie. We're going to talk about Angie talks about standards versus conditions. We're going to get into that more.
Manipulationships versus relationships.
Manipulationships versus relationships. We're going to talk about we still have teed up a whole bunch of good stuff.
Yeah.
So living a life where you're just, we're in a marriage, in a relationship where you're just taking care of everybody else's needs at your own expense. We got a lot teed up, right? Just keep joining us. Thanks for tuning in this episode. Thanks for sticking with us this long. And I am having a ball with this. I don't think I've ever been this fulfilled doing podcast episodes, because I get to sit next to my absolute favorite person in the world and spend even more time together, because every second of every day is just not enough, I guess.
I'm having a great time too.
Yeah. Look.
Yeah,
let's keep having a good time together.
Yeah, no, this is super cool. I really do enjoy this. And we do spend an obscene amount of time together. Happily, very happily.
Yeah, it's very good. It's not obligation.
No, not at all. We call it, we joke about our fun codependence, because we actually enjoy this.
Yeah.
So
it's just like our dog walks from room to room.
Oh my gosh, codependent Wesley.
We call him codependent Wesley. But look, until next episode, keep crushing it. Keep letting this stuff soak into your awareness, into your operating system, into your body, and start to let go of those apps. They're just adaptive, protective programs. They're expired. You can uninstall them. Get to work installing them. We love you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys. Bye.